All right, welcome back, World of Tanks fans. Here we are. This is the 9th week. It is the last day of the actual double round robins, and all the winners, whoever wins today, this is going to be it. And then on Monday, we've got the playoffs, and man, this is going to be pretty crazy. I didn't introduce myself. I'm so sorry. In case you're just tuning in, my name is Susie Kim. This is Wolf Schroeder. And yeah, sorry, I'm like backtracking now.
Well, I was just going to say, like, all places will be decided today. Like, we'll know the final standings, the final scores of all teams after today's matches. We'll be able to look and see exactly who's in the playoffs and exactly what places the bottom 4 teams are going to be in as well. Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be it's interesting just to see how far everyone has come, you know, just the way that they've been playing for this entire tournament, how they started, the growth we've seen. It's almost like it was like my children, and I was able to watch them grow and flower into, you know, better teams.
Yeah, I feel like every team did some serious growing, got some serious improvements. You know, we've kind of gone through the season watching teams and not knowing which teams would end up on top. You know, Karen Tiger and Elong were the 2 favorites, ended up on top regardless, but some of the other teams in the middle, we weren't so sure. And, you know, even though team efficiency on the first day, we thought they might actually be one of the stronger teams, and they ended up being weak at first, but they started to get back into their place there at the end. The Immortals and Horsemen, you know, constantly battling it out, really similar.
And big gaming too, It's just it's been a long ride. It's been an awesome ride, and I can't believe 9 weeks have flown by. But in
I can't even believe it's been 9 weeks.
I know, right? This whole summer just flown by. But okay, so let's go through the introductions, just in case you guys are totally unfamiliar with the way that this tournament is run. This is the WGL APAC-ASIA Season I Gold Series, which means we have teams from all over Asia, basically. We start on June 1st, and August 3rd, that is next Monday, and that's going to be our playoffs.
Yep, so we've got all that leading up to the playoffs here, the final day. Our structure, how we got here was, of course, best of 8s, tiebreakers. We only had a few tiebreakers this season, but, you know, that's part of the format. It's a double round robin, so today's the last day of that double round robin. It's an attack defense style, 7-minute timer, you know, 7v7. Highest tank tier is 8. And our map pool, of course, Himmeldorf, Steps, Ruinberg, Ghost Town Mines, and Lakeville.
Yep, and the point system, guys. We will show you the rankings in just a little bit, but you get 3 points if you win, if you completely win, 2 points if you win via tiebreaker, 1 point if you lose via tiebreaker, and then 0 points if you completely don't manage to win at all.
Right.
And these points actually have been huge determining factors on where these teams have been placed so far.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the most important thing is to take that full win. And the tiebreaker, if you can get to it, if you can force it, even if you lose there, you get the 1 point. So we've seen some teams like barely get into that tiebreaker, still lose, but still pick up that 1 point. Every single point matters, and every single game actually matters as well. As we, you and I, before the broadcast, they were looking like really close at exactly everyone's point differential for each match.
There are some of these teams are about 1 point away from one another, and it's just it's amazing how close they are in this basically arms race, right? They're just trying to get there and catch up with EL and Karen Tigers. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and introduce the teams to you, the teams who have been a part of this amazing 9-week ride so far.
Yeah, you know, let's talk about these teams, each one a little bit. B Gaming, coming from Japan, kind of being the shadow of Karen Tiger a little bit towards the end of things, because Karen Tiger just got way more points than them to push really far ahead. And then you have Karen Tiger, 2nd place, you know, basically always trying to compete with Elong, who ends up being the best team in this league, in 1st place by far. And when they actually fought head-to-head just last week, Elong won 5-0.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising. I mean, I think everybody expected Karen Tigers to be at least bring it to a tiebreaker. But, man, Elong Gaming, speaking of which, next team on our list, they have shown us that they are the powerhouse. They were the ones who made it to the grand finals in Poland last year, last season. And they are just still on form. They're super strong and, like you said, by far the best team in this league.
And then the Horsemen, really fun team, just simply because they don't take themselves seriously. You know, if you look at their interviews and the things that they say, they're like, we're not a real professional gaming team. This is more of a hobby for us, but they do take the league very seriously. They wear their horse masks, they're really goofy. A really cool team that, you know, at the very end of things got very close, and we're going to see how they end up finishing, actually, because they could still be in our playoffs. Going into the Immortals, they're a Vietnamese team, a team that switches their roster a lot, definitely has a lot of flexibility in their play style. The thing about the Immortals is I feel like out of all of the 8 teams, you can't say their playstyle is exactly one way. They're kind of technical. They do really specific strategies.
They're very patient. I think that's the word I would put onto the Immortals. Team from Vietnam, super patient whenever they play. And again, they have shown us, I mean, I think they're currently at 22 points right now. So they're right there with B Gaming and Horseman. Horseman at 23, of course. Very, very close, these 3 teams. Then we've got Run. Now, Run and the Coalition Singapore, I'm going to lump them together as one. They haven't shown us the best games, and in fact, Coalition has had some difficulty in showing up towards the end of the season. But, you know, I really want to commend Run for still making it, even though they know they're not, you know, quite as strong as the top-tier teams here. They still came every week, and yeah, they showed us some fun games.
The thing about Run is they constantly showed up, which says a lot. And even when they're playing against teams like Elong, when they showed up and played, you could tell that there was a really prepared strategy for every map. And that's really cool to me, because even though their strategies are probably considered by most analysts to be like inferior strategies, they were well prepared, they were well practiced, and so that was really cool to see.
Yep, and then we'll just talk about Team Efficiency. Team Efficiency, the team from Australia, great personality, love interacting with them on Twitter and everything, you know, and they have shown us some great games when they're, the days that they're good, they're great. And then other days, could use a little bit more work, but you know what, they have definitely showed up every single week and have played their hearts out. And
dangerous and efficiently every time.
Dangerous
Susie,
and efficient red pandas.
It's really funny just to think about, like, when we started off, like, we thought it was a raccoon, and ended up going, we find out there's red pandas, and that's actually like kind of some of my most fondest memories of the season, is just kind of starting things off, learning the teams, like seeing them at the very beginning, seeing their IDs for the first time, and starting to learn their strengths.
So yeah, it's been, you know, as we wrap up the entire season, we really wanted to get you guys to know the teams as well as we do. So let's go into the ranks then. Yeah,
let's take a look at those.
All right, guys, as you can see here, Elong Gaming, first place completely decided. They will be going to the finals, and they're going to be facing off with the Korean teams and the best Chinese teams for the Asia finals.
Yep, Karen Tigers still has to win one more match. They're going to have to win the 3rd and 4th place teams to get there to the finals as well, but they're secured in that 2nd place spot. They get to skip a whole playoff match, so it's really important that they're actually that high.
Now, the big thing is Horseman, Immortals, and B Gaming. Now, Horseman last week got super lucky because Elong had connection issues. And Elong is not a team who would just, you know, not show up, but there was a storm over China, big computer issues, disconnects happening, and so Horseman actually got the 3 points, bumps them up to 23, and is in 3rd place right now, which means Immortals and B Gaming, who are actually, you know, both playing today, they need to win.
Yeah. They need to win. And, you know, Team Efficiency, even though in today's match, for example, they're not really going to change anything. They're not going to, like, go up or down from this. I mean, they're set with where they are. The win doesn't mean much to them, but they're still here to play. And I expect to see we could see some shenanigans. We see some crazy games out of them today, just simply because they don't have much to lose. And also their confidence level should be quite high as well. Like, they're not going to be worried or nervous, because for them, this is kind of just a show match, like an exhibition match.
Yep, and I mean, Run and TCSG, again, even though they weren't able to really get up on this ranking system, you know what, they showed up. Well, Run did anyway. Run showed up, and TCSG, you know, I want to touch upon showing up to these kind of tournaments, you know, just the sportsmanship that goes behind professional video games and these professional leagues. I don't know, do you feel like it would be okay if maybe these leagues would penalize players for not coming?
I mean, I've been talking about this a lot, like off air with you and other broadcasters out here who actually watch our show, you know, watch the World of Tanks broadcast with WGL and stuff like that. And there's been a lot of discussion about, like, can these teams be allowed to miss this many matches and, like, still be in the league? Because it does kind of pigeonhole the points system to a certain extent, right? Because it's like every time you face this team, if they're just constantly not showing up, it's just like a free 3 points that you get. It's not really fair. It does kind of lead to some sort of weird situations in points. It also kind of ruins the broadcast. Like, people want to see this team, right? They want to see it play. Even though it's one of the weaker teams and actually the weakest team points-wise, people want to see them play. People want to see their style. They've got a cool style. I like to watch them.
It's not only that, but I mean, this is the Gold Series, you know, which means they went through the Silver Series, or at least got seeded into this. And I feel bad if there was another team that perhaps they beat out in silver who really wanted to be here and to play every week.
This is like the most prestigious World of Tanks league in Asia, right?
Yeah.
So like this is kind of a big deal. And I feel like even as a team yourself, you know, you can make your own personal decisions, as we've seen teams do in this league quite a lot. But you know, is your reputation going to be affected? I think absolutely yes. You know, people will remember the teams that didn't show.
All right. Well, let's talk about today's matchups then. Here are today's matchups. We have Immortal versus TE. Then it's going to be B Gaming versus TCSG. Then it's Run versus Karen Tigers. Now, like we said, Immortals and B Gaming both absolutely need to win this and, you know, have those 5 points. The other thing is, if they both win, they both get to 25 points, and their placing is determined by point differentiation. Actually.
Yeah. So basically, what Suzu means is, if you win a match 5-0, you get 5 points, like in your point differential. Now that's a hidden score that's actually not shown on the screen, but we of course have all those points tallied up, so we know exactly where B Gaming and Immortals stand. So the scores really do matter. Actually, both the Immortals and B Gaming are highly favored to win these games, especially because, for example, TE, which is a much stronger team than TCSG, doesn't have anything to lose here, so they might actually, you know, we don't know how they're going to play, but I don't expect to see them play like godlike because they don't have much to gain, even if they do win the 5-0. So the points, the scores really do matter, like the actual win scores.
If the Immortals lose here, however, Horsemen definitely go ahead and get that third place spot, and B Gaming would, no, I'm sorry, third and fourth, I'm mixing it up. Horsemen would get the 4th place spot. Yeah. B Gaming would go ahead and take 3rd if Immortals loses to TE.
Yeah, and then of course B Gaming wins, but they should win versus TCSG. In most cases, we have seen TCSG lose every single
Well, you know, they kind of have to show up if they're going to lose, right?
Yeah, they lost every match. The only points they earned were when Elong very uncharacteristically did not show up in the first wave of the round robin.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's obviously very important. The scores here is the most important thing to know. If we have some crazy upsets and TE and TCSG win, we'll be talking a lot more about that.
That will be pretty nuts if that happens. But right now we are getting notification on you know, which teams are currently ready and things like that. So we're gonna have to see what's going on here.
Yeah, might have to fill a little bit more time. I think it looks like there's some stuff going on in the WGL chat and stuff, and things aren't 100% settled, like what's happening.
I think there's a little bit of an issue here, but we will definitely let you know once that is set. But you know, let's just talk about these ranks again. It's really interesting because had Elong actually played, right?
Yeah.
Then Horsemen wouldn't be in this situation.
Right. So Elong would have beaten Horseman 5-0. Almost everyone would agree, right? I mean, unless there was a big upset. Even Horseman would probably admit to that, like, well, we were so lucky, right? Like, we were so lucky. And actually, the funny thing about Elong not showing is we were told, actually, that, like, 6 members were able to connect, but the 7th could not. So it was, like, so close. It's, like, the perfect storm, literally, for Horsemen. Like, it's, like, the storm above Elong.
There was a rain dance going on in Taiwan that night, man. Oh, boy.
So, like, everything worked perfectly for Horsemen, just barely. And now they're actually sitting hoping again, because this is not actually up to them again.
No.
So it's up to the Immortals to fail and for TE to win.
Horsemen want Immortals to fail. And even if they went to a tiebreaker, they want Immortals to lose that too, because that would still not give them enough points.
Yeah, so they need the 3 points.
So they're probably doing their horse rain dance right now in Taiwan, making sure that happens. Okay,
helping TE practice probably as well. Like, you guys got to be ready.
But yeah, it's interesting how that will work. If TE wins, oh wait, no, that's not what I was going to say. If Immortals does win, that brings them up to 25 points, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, 25, and again, B Gaming would have 25, and that would kick Horsemen down to 5th place.
Exactly.
And so, man, this is going to be.
It doesn't matter as much who's 4th and 3rd place. I mean, it matters obviously for pride and whatnot, but like they're both going to play against each other in the playoffs anyways. So that's
oh gosh, Wolf, are you reading what I'm reading?
I'm reading it.
So it seems that all of our theory crafting is to naught because Immortals has been disqualified due to reasons beyond what we can tell you. But it looks like Immortals are going to take that loss. That brings them to...
That is crazy. Like, I was sitting here going like, I'm going to break down every piece of every game and every tank choice for TE, because if they win, like, Horsemen could go through. I was so ready to just, like, jump into these games. And now, like, the upset has happened by forces out of our control and out of Horsemen's control, because the Immortals, you know, were disqualified. So
wait, okay, so that means, okay, Immortals are out. That leaves them at 22 points.
Yes.
That gives
Horsemen are at 24.
Horsemen at 23 points.
Or 23. Okay.
Okay, and we also know that. Okay. Oh gosh.
It's like a bit complicated. I know.
This
like,
is so
you have everything written down. I'm just
complicated.
like using your cheat sheet. I'm like, oh,
I am.
think like for a minute. Maybe we could put the rankings back up. That might actually be helpful.
All right, let's look at the rankings one more time.
Okay. So, Horsemen's at 23 points. Since the Immortals did not win, they don't get an extra point. The B Gaming will be playing, of course, later, and if they win their match, as they're expected to do, if TCSG actually shows,
I'm going to give B Gaming that win just because we're not sure. TCSG has had quite a streak of not coming to these.
Right, like we actually don't know if they're ready or not.
Yeah,
they're probably also like, you know, freaking out. Like B Gaming's like, what? We have to play now? Like.
So okay, so let's say B Gaming gets.
Let's just assume, because even if TCSG shows, like, they're going to be favored. So.
Right. So I'm going to assume, and then B Gaming then goes to 25 points. Horsemen at 23. That makes Immortals is down to 5th. They're not even going to be able to make playoffs.
Nope. It's all for nothing, Suzy. Think about that. 9 weeks. 9 weeks of playing these intense matches. All goes down the drain in one moment of a disqualification.
This totally breaks my heart. And
so much more money on the line in the playoffs, going to the finals, get to fly to Korea, play on the grand main stage, all the Korean fans watching and screaming and cheering your name. Not gonna happen. Don't show. And
I'm really sad about. I can't believe it.
I'm seeing other things on the screen as well.
So okay, so our first prediction that TCSG was not going to show is true.
Comes true.
So B Gaming does get their 3 points. So 5-0 for B Gaming.
Yep. So that's all decided because the last match actually doesn't matter for the final points.
Right.
So everything is decided now, basically.
Everything is decided now, and
it looks like Run DQ'd as well.
I think Run was like, I don't really want to play against Karen Tiger. So this is an interesting evening, Wolf.
Yeah. Well, it's somewhat uncharacteristic actually for Run to not show. I think they did no-show their last match, but for the beginning of the season, they were showing all the time, even against their toughest opponents. Wow, I just I don't know what to say.
So
this is a really sad moment for this league, because I feel like, especially that first match was like so exciting, and now we don't get to see it or the next two.
Okay, so then I guess all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and tell you the results for tonight.
Yeah.
And the results are as follows: we have Immortals DQ'd versus TE. So basically, Team Efficiency gets the 5 points, brings them up to 18, still 6th place. And Immortals makes 5th place now. They only have 22. They don't get to go to the playoffs.
Don't get to go to the playoffs.
So sad about
I'm
this.
sad about that as well. No doubt they're sad too. Notice that some of our more successful teams consistently show up, are going to be able to get points. Even Karen Tigers, who secured 2nd place no matter what, showed up 100% ready to go.
Yeah.
So they are, of course, going to further their score and to make them look better. They're not going to be able to pass Elon with this win or anything like that, but their final scores are much higher, so that's pretty cool for them.
You know, with this win, though, their final score is only 1 point away from Elon.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
right.
basically. All right, well, B Gaming takes that win against TCSG, as TCSG doesn't show up again, and they get their 3 points. It is now 25 points for B Gaming. And Run versus Karen Tigers, like we said, I mean, even if for some reason Run did win this game, it wouldn't have made too much of a difference in our current ranking system. But I'm really disappointed we didn't get to actually see any games tonight.
Well, yeah, it's just a weird thing. This has never happened to me in all of my esports time. Like, I've been broadcasting for over 5 years, and I've never had a day where all teams disqualified. So this is kind of crazy for me.
No, this is really crazy.
I'm trying to process this right now.
We'll go home, grab a beer, and try to like process and be like, what just happened today?
What in the world?
Okay, well then let's go ahead and now that we know all the points, let's go ahead and talk about Monday. I'm sure teams will come up on Monday because it is the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now that this entire season is determined, the entire season's done, we have the points, we're going to talk about Monday. third place versus fourth place. So we have Horseman versus BG. Horseman being super lucky due to Elong not showing, but and Immortals obviously disqualifying today.
Yeah.
But it's going to be B Gaming versus Horseman, and then the winner of that gets to play against Karen Tigers for the second match. Whoever wins that will go ahead, join Elong for at the finals, and the finals are going to be in a couple of weeks on August 22nd and 23rd.
Yeah, so it's a bit longer, so teams have much time, more time to prepare and actually, arrive in Korea and things like that. Yeah, this is going to be exciting because I think that even though B Gaming is favored going into this playoffs match 1, I think that Horsemen might be able to bring it. I think they might be able to do it. Like, I would still favor B Gaming. That is going to be a really good match. Like,
yeah.
I'm really excited for that one. And then, of course, the winning team will then go off against Karen Tiger, so that's pretty cool.
Last time we were excited for a match, though. They didn't show.
I know, but they will show for the playoffs, Susie.
Yes, they have to. Absolutely have to. And if they don't, I guess then Immortals kind of has a chance at it, or I'm not sure how that'll work. But like you said, I'm pretty sure they will show up, and those are going to be Monday's matchups, basically.
Yeah.
So it all goes down August 1st. August 1st? No, August 3rd.
August 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, there's a typo on the thing. It's August 3rd on Monday.
On Monday.
At 8 o'clock UTC +8.
Same time as our Mondays.
Yeah. And that's going to be 9 o'clock for you guys in Korea, or if you know Korean time, or if you're watching like a drama or something, match it right.
Or if you're like actually watching a lot of other Korean esports we've got down here, you probably have a Korean clock on your computer as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. So like we said, then we will see you guys on Monday. Wait, we're getting another message. Yes, it's definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely on Monday. So
Monday.
Sorry about that typo earlier, but
it's August 3rd for Monday. But yeah, I guess have a wonderful weekend then, guys, and rest up. And we will definitely come back on Monday with a lot more tanks for you. So don't be too disappointed. We're gonna go and drink away our sorrows now because we had no games today. Processing time, right?
Processing time.
Don't worry, we're of drinking age. Don't worry, guys. Nothing illegal here. But yes, please have a good weekend. Keep cool. Enjoy your summer, and we will see you back on Monday.